All right. So let's do another little mini show. Sorry, I had to go get a quick drink of water. And I get emails all the time about tryouts. You know, people are like, hey, I'm about to go try out for a team. What should I do? The first thing you've got to understand when you're playing for a team or trying out for a team, a lot of people think that just because you go and play for a team that you're going to get discounts. What you have to understand is when you go and play for a team, yeah, your paint might be $5 cheaper a case if your team is sponsored, if they're sponsored, but you're going to be buying 10 times as much. So if you're looking to join a team to save money on paintball, you're going the wrong way. You're going to spend probably 10 times more on paintball than when you're on a team than you will if you're just playing rec play. So first thing, we got to put that out there on the table. One, you're going to be playing in tournaments, which is 10 times more expensive than rec play, sometimes even more, 100 times more expensive than rec play. You're going to be shooting a lot more paint. You're going to break a lot more things because you're playing a lot more. You are going to go through a lot more packs. You're going to lose a lot more pods. You're going to go through broken loaders. You're going to blow regs on your tank because you're using it a lot more, so it's going to get more dirt in the regulator, and you're going to blow burst disc, and you have to mail it back to get repaired. A lot of newer players think that because they're going to join a team that they're going to save money on paintball. Yes, the per unit cost is going to go down, but you're going to buy 10 times as much. So yeah, you may have saved $5 on paint, and yeah, you might have saved $5 on entry, but that's going to go right out the window the first time you play a tournament, and it costs you $200 out of pocket. So, or $50 on an ID card, and then you got to pay for, practice paint every single weekend. So before you go and try out for a team, get that straight first off, is that you're not going to play for a team to spend less money. You're going to spend actually more money. Very, very important. And the next thing is, what do teams look for? What's the best way to get on a team? The first thing you have to understand when you go to try out for a team is you need to have your life in check. You need to have your financial situation in check. You need to make sure that you can get the time off to play the tournaments, to play the events that they're going to play. This is both for woods ball scenario and also for airball. And you also need to make sure that you have a ride, or you have your own transportation. So, I can't tell you how many times people are like, well, I'm going to go try out for a team. Well, do you have any money? No, I don't have any money. Well, do you have a ride to get there? Yeah, my mom's going to take me there this one time. Well, what's going to happen when you start practicing every weekend? Well, you don't have any money for paint, you don't have any money for entry, you don't have any money for a jersey, and you don't have a ride to the field. Well, obviously, you're not ready to play on a team yet. So, me personally, I generally don't pick up players under the age of 18 on my team, and it's not so much that I don't want players under the age of 18, but you don't know how many times that we've had players that either one, don't have the money to play a tournament that they said they were going to have, or they don't have a ride to practice, and they don't tell anybody that they don't have a ride to practice until 30 minutes after the practice started, and we're all in Lakeland, and we've got a player over here in St. Petersburg that doesn't have a ride. They get grounded, they get in trouble. What's the first thing that high school, people that are in high school, if they get in trouble or their grades drop, what's the first thing their parents do? They take away paintball. Well, for a team, that kind of sucks. You just lost your snake player. You just lost your back player. You just lost your Dorito player. So that's the thing with teams, is that you have to understand that there's going to be expectations of you, and you need to have those expectations ready to go before you go out there and try out. They're going to expect you to be there every single weekend. Every single weekend, they're going to expect you to have $60, $40 for paint, $20 for entry. They're going to expect you to have $200 to $300 per tournament that they play in. What about transportation? So you got to get all of that stuff. You have to get your life in order first before you go to try out for a team. And if you don't have all of those things, you need to be upfront and honest with the coach or the captain or the team owner that you may not have the money to play all the tournaments, or you may not have the transportation to make all the practices. You've got to be upfront and honest with them. Once you have all that situated, so let's say, for instance, you've got a job. You have $100 a week that you can spend on paintball for tournaments and practices. You have a car or a ride, so you can make sure that you can make it to all the practices. Not just the ones to the field 10 minutes from your house, but the ones 2 or 3 hours, because once you start playing on a team, you're going to be practicing against other teams. So you may not always have to play at your home field. You may play at your home field this weekend, but then you may scrimmage that same team at their field next weekend. So what if it's 2 hours out of the way? How are you going to get over there? So Once you have all of that stuff in handy, what's the best way to, what's the best way to get on the team? The first thing I would tell you is to get to the tryout early. Ask that, is there any way to help out? Setting up for the tryout, cleaning up paint boxes. What is that? What can you actually do to help the team out? And then stay afterwards. Is there anything you can do to clean up and stuff like that? Coaches or captains, they want players that are going to come in with their own particular, that they're going to come in with a good positive attitude and are going to contribute to the team. That's what most people want. So hopefully that helps. And when you're out there playing, bust your ass, play your ass off and work your ass off when you're out there. But personality goes a long way. I'd much rather take a player that is has good personality, that wants to work hard, that's not a selfish person, that's not asking me, well, what kind of sponsorships do you get? Do you guys get anything for free? What kind of guns do I get for free? What kind of paint do I get for free? What about entry? What about paint? What about this, that, and the other? Most of the time when someone came up and asked me about sponsorship on the first day, I immediately cut them from the tryout. So keep your mouth shut, bust your ass, and understand you're going into someone else's system, and hopefully that should help you get on your local paintball team or your favorite paintball team. Thanks for tuning in on that show.